Early cinema is full of glitz and glamour, beautiful damsels in distress, and dashing gentlemen to save the day. Unfortunately, this only ever happened for the lovely, the white, and the physically quote-unquote normal. For people of color or handicapped persons, Hollywood was much less glamorous. These individuals rarely received leading or hardly even supporting roles. More often than not, some were treated more as background props than real actors. Black actors faced severe discrimination in Hollywood. They were not allowed at their own movie premieres and were often not even credited for their roles. Their parts were limited to the humble servant trope and often fit into racial stereotypes. People of color were shown as uncivilized and wild, like this scene from Birth of a Nation. Not only were black actors forced to portray degrading roles, blackface was also a very prominent form of degradation. One of the first African American actresses to win an Oscar was Hattie McDaniels, who played Mammy in Gone with the Wind. After fighting over the whites-only policy for the Oscar ceremony, McDaniels was allowed to enter the theater, but was tucked out of sight in the back of the room. Despite her achievements with the film, she was faced with backlash from the black community for portraying negative representation.
The first African American to do so.
This is one of the happiest moments of my life. My heart is too full to tell you just how I feel. And may I say thank you. God bless you.
Even Desi Arnaz, a Hispanic man who could be labeled as white passing, faced discrimination in TV. His wife, Lucille Ball, had to fight to have her husband on the show I Love Lucy, as the directors and casting did not want a Latino in their production. They disapproved of the biracial marriage, but his wife refused to do the show without him. Lucille even made a point that no one other than herself could mock or make fun of her husband's accent or ethnicity on set.
Oh, boy, does this look good. I'm hungry this morning, too. It is good.
Why, naturally. There's nothing to cooking.
Oh, the coffee's good, too. Where'd you learn to do all this?
Oh, just a natural-born cook, I guess.
Asian racism was prominent as well, with white actors playing in yellowface and Asian actors being portrayed very badly. The Asian culture was seen as villainous, wars emphasizing the effect of the perceived evil. The men played criminals, but women were portrayed as the soft and submissive flower. Characters were portrayed as passive, wise, and often using broken English. Finally, we come to the use of little people in film. Little people hardly had any recognition in early film and never any leading roles. If they were prominently shown, it was to play a joke character. An example of this could be the film The Sideshow and several short films using tiny actors on average-sized sets. If they were not being used as the brunt of a joke, little people were being used as props. In many notable films, little people were used in the background of a small studio to give it the appearance of being bigger. The most prominent example of this is the airport scene in Casablanca, where the passengers and workers in the back of the scene.
Ladies and gentlemen and children of all ages, we're going to present for your approval a novelty picture with an all-midget cast, the first of its kind ever to be produced. I'm told that it has everything. That is, everything that a Western should have. It's a soul-stirring drama, a searing saga of the sagebrush, and it's called The Terror of Tiny Town. But I must caution you not to take it too seriously. This picture begins...
Hey, mister, come down here. I want to talk to you.
Pardon me. Excuse me, there's a slight correction. You mean it is serious?
Sure, it's serious. I'm the hero. After this picture's out, I'll be the biggest cowboy star in Hollywood.
Wait a minute. Who'll be the biggest star in Hollywood?
Who are you? Well, who are you?
I'm the villain. Who did that? The applause is okay. But who laughed? I'm the toughest hombre that ever threw lead. And I ain't afraid of the biggest one of you. I'm the terror.
In modern film, we see much more representation and diversity amongst casting. There is a more open audience to people of all colors and abilities. Of course, stereotypes are still used to this day for comedy, but now actors receive equal pay, more distinguished roles, and a voice to speak out against racism.